Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B Plus podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, arm bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, the moss covered, three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
it's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Number 4, armbar. I will never retire. I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
What's up, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to the most must-listen-to WWE podcast in Australia. Welcome to the B Plus Podcast. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. It is time for a review from the WWE Universe, where we are just a couple of days out of WrestleMania. So we are once again joined by Danders. How are you?
I am living large, but very tired. How are you, my friend?
Oh, 100% agree with you there. It is exhausting watching, what have we watched so far? Like 16 hours of wrestling in a space of like 5 days?
If you include like NXT and the Hall of Fame, probably more. Maybe
Yeah.
it's 16. I don't know. It feels like a lot.
It feels like a lot, and that's not including all the Australian wrestling scene that a couple of the other guys have watched. You watched a couple of the Australian stuff this week, didn't you?
I watched a lot of highlights. I didn't really sort of get into any of the shows just because it's not really my thing, and I knew that there was going to be so much wrestling that I would need to watch. But yeah, a couple of the hardcore of our little group watched probably 40 plus hours of wrestling
Definitely.
over the last week.
Yeah, and props to him, because no, I wouldn't do that.
No.
But of course, this week is supposed to be the show of shows. The night after WrestleMania is supposed to be the biggest thing in the world. And to me, it didn't deliver.
Yeah, it was, because I was hyped for this show. Like I was still riding that wave, and I was like, yes, we're going to see some call-ups, we're going to see some comebacks, we're going to see, and it was so mediocre. I think actually SmackDown was probably even worse than Raw, but Raw was not good.
This was not a good post-show. Raw, the night after WrestleMania in history, has been the biggest nights for WWE, marking debuts of guys such as, I think Kevin Owens debuted on the night after Mania. No, he did after Extreme Rules or something, didn't he?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is one of them.
Lesnar was the return. That's exactly right. Like, there are some huge...
There's so many, I can't even think of them.
John Cena versus The Rock 1 was announced the night after WrestleMania. And that was a solid year for a build. That was a good year for that.
It was. I just don't know if they'd ever be able to do like a year booking in advance, but Yeah, Goldberg is one of the big ones who debuted. Yeah, not everyone's favorite people now, but Enzo and Cass debuted the night after WrestleMania a couple of years ago.
That's right.
Yeah, I think was it night after WrestleMania or was it night after Royal Rumble that we got Samoa Joe a year or two ago?
I think it was just after the Rumble because everyone was screaming like, "We want Joe!" and then out come Roman Reigns, and then the entire world booed for 30 hours.
Yes. Yeah, true. True. But we got Lars Sullivan and Sami Zayn.
Yes. So we'll hit Monday Night Raw with, of course, the opening of the show instead of jumping in halfway.
Sorry, my apologies.
No, it's okay. We are hitting it because they are the big moments in the sense of Monday Night Raw. But Raw this week, it kicked off with the newly crowned Universal Champion, Seth Rollins, of course, overcoming and slaying the Beast, copping the full-time champ chance, and saying he's going to be a reigning, defending, fighting champion. I'm excited for this reign.
Yep, me too. This was just it felt really natural. It was like the right guy won, the guy who was the good guy who people wanted to won. And I can't think, the last time I think that happened was WrestleMania 30, because Seth won in 31, but he wasn't the good guy, he was the bad guy. So yeah, it was it's been a long time since we've had a beautiful moment like this where you just got to celebrate the right guy winning.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what? I actually think the last time we saw at WrestleMania all of the face challengers walking away with championships, I'm 80% sure was WrestleMania 21. Oof. Where Batista walked out with the World Heavyweight Championship and John Cena walked away with the WWE Championship.
Crazy.
I could have my facts wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that was the last time we saw it happen.
Yeah, and I was having a look. I'm pretty sure it was just the only heels to walk away with the championships was Joe, who people don't mind because they love Joe, and the Iconics, who we love. No one else loves them.
We love. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So to me, there was no real heels with belts.
No.
So yeah,
it was quite
nice.
incredible. But
yep.
Speaking of natural people with belts, of course we have the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion Kofi Kingston making his return to Monday Night Raw and laying down a challenge that no one saw coming.
Yeah, sorry to correct you. He's the WWE Champion. Well, you should know this, Mr. Beltman.
Hey, excuse me, my belt says World Heavyweight Champion.
I'm pretty sure it's just called the WWE Championship.
I'm not going to lie, I have it right next to me. It specifically states World Heavyweight Champion.
But they call it the WWE Championship. Anyway.
True.
Yeah, he comes out to a huge pop, but also people are like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And then we find out what he's doing there.
That's exactly right. Huge news dropped from the mouth of Kofi Kingston. The Superstar Shakeup will be next week. So we're going to make some calls on that at the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
I'm keen for that. I should have probably pre-warned you, but that's okay.
Yep, no, it's all good.
So, yeah, we've got the Superstar Shakeup next week. And then, of course, the challenge of all challenges set for the main event of Monday Night Raw. Champion versus champion. Winner takes all.
I don't want that. Don't want that.
You don't want that?
No. Just have two champs. The champs should not be... This is the same issue that I have with Spider-Man 3, which, came out 20 fucking years ago. It's time for me to let it go. But no, is when they had Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane competing for Spider-Man. It's no, No, they don't know. They don't fight. No, this is not how this works. They don't fight each other. They're separate. They're separate cannons.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I can understand
So no,
that.
these two should not be fighting each other, or certainly not for championships. What are they doing? Are they unifying the belts?
I hope not. I honestly hope not. But it seems that rumors are flying that there are 4 new championship designs I think I've read so far. And I'm not excited for them. Because from what I've heard, it is the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Women's Championship, and the WWE Championship, which I'm pretty sure got revealed to be the original championship at Mania.
Yeah, which I like. I don't think that we've had that for really long enough yet.
No.
And it's a really classic design. I quite like it. I feel like they can have it around for a little while longer. It doesn't feel like dated or anything yet.
No, that's exactly right.
The women's champion, they're all quite. I understand the tag belts, which I'm fine with. I hope that they make the tag belts look more like the women's ones, because I think the women's ones are beautiful. I think they kind of look like the NXT. Not the main ones, but like the UK Championship, and I assume the North American Championship. I'm not too familiar with that one. Yeah, but that sort of design, yeah.
No, it'd be good to see reboots of the tag titles, because that would be pretty cool. But speaking of the tag team championships, newly crowned Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins apparently give an automatic rematch, because apparently this is a thing but not a thing, to the Revival.
Yeah. Fine. This was fine. We both feel the same about the Revival.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck the Revival, yeah. Thank you to the Elite for giving that to us.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just jogging my memory, because I feel like I've just been watching non-stop. I just felt like the match was quite short. It wasn't given a whole lot of like room to breathe or anything. It just felt like it was over before it began. Yeah.
No, that's exactly right. It was a quick match. It was quite boring and had no big spots to it. This was just pretty much we need a filler, go for it.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Hawkins and Ryder, of course, retaining the Raw Tag Team titles against the Revival via a roll-up, giving Hawkins and Ryder 2 consecutive wins.
He's on a streak, baby.
He's back on the streak.
Yeah.
Maybe.
2. 2.
And the next segment after that, from the guy that we thought was gone, Kurt Angle makes his return to Monday Night Raw, coming out saying that he's just saying thank you. And then I believe Baron Corbin came out? No, Baron Corbin made his way out first, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was like, I should get my own gold medal.
That's right. And then Kurt Angle came out. I'm looking at my wrong notes.
Yeah, this was good, I thought. Baron is back to his, I hate him so much. And I'm like, I'm supposed to hate him. He was quality heel here. And then Angle, does his thing. You know, he's just a sexy Kurt and he'll make your ankle hurt. Baron was tapping like a paper bitch. And then we saw the big giant man, the big giant angry man.
Big giant baby. That's all I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the big sexy baby. Yeah.
Lars Sullivan officially makes his Raw debut after overcoming what would you call it? I wouldn't call it a mental break. But he was supposed to have
he was battling mental illness.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And congratulations on bypassing what's there and sort of being able to overcome that dark side of things, because we all know here at the B Plus that overcoming mental illness isn't the easiest of things.
Absolutely.
And there's no way he could overcome the situation, but congratulations for getting out to where he was petrified and absolutely demolishing Hall of Famer Kurt Angle.
Yeah, not an easy crowd to make your debut again. But maybe now that the hype had died down a little bit, this was the opportunity for him to come out and surprise us. I was surprised to see him.
Yeah.
Was he in NXT? I don't remember. I don't know any of his stuff.
He was in NXT, and Greg knows a while back, I'm really not a fan of Lars's look. I don't know what it's about, but I just don't like his look because I'm not a huge fan of like the beard that he's got. And his
It's
chin
very
just frustrates me.
2003.
Yeah.
It's very 2003, like unkempt, angry man.
I reckon if he like shaved off the side parts, it'd be Snitsky 2.0.
Yep, solid.
Like that's just how I see it, and I wasn't a big fan of Snitsky either. But yeah, his whole demeanor, I'm not a huge fan of it. But I'm excited to see how they go because they are supposed to be writing him as this monster heel, and I'm actually excited.
Yep. Yeah, it should be good. It'll be good to see if he gets into a feud with Baron Corbin. We see someone kick the shit out of Baron Corbin that isn't like Braun Strowman.
Yeah, pretty much anyone but Braun now.
Yeah.
But rumors are swirling that Baron Corbin is being sized up to go one-on-one with Roman Reigns in a feud.
Okay. I can't care about Baron Corbin right now. I just don't care about him. Which is like the exact opposite of what this feud should have done.
Pretty much.
With Angle. Like it should have made me care about him, but I don't. So yeah, if he goes against Roman, hopefully they make each other look good and whatever.
Yeah. But congratulations on Lars making his official main roster debut. And how we do move on to another in-ring return on the night after WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss, the goddess, makes her return to the ring facing Bayley in a one-on-one classic entertainment match. This was pretty fun.
It was fun, but it was a bit of a squash. Like, it was over very quickly. And I guess we'll touch on it also that there wasn't a whole lot of, considering the women main evented WrestleMania, there wasn't a whole lot of females on the fucking show. I think there was like less than 15 minutes in a 3-hour show.
Yeah, it was really strange. It was kind of like a step back in a sense.
Like, and it's not like they had a whole lot of, they had Lars and they had the other return. It's not like they had a whole lot going on in this show. It was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was kind of, in a way, I would personally see as it's a step back in time as to when the women were lucky to get 20 minutes on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that this is a one-on-one match as opposed to like a 5-on-5 match is the only thing that separates this from like 2012 women's division.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much exactly right. But of course, Bliss defeating Bayley in her return to the ring after claiming on Twitter that she could probably beat Sasha and Bayley at the same time.
Ooh.
So she's laying down some fire here, and I think we're going to have like a 2-on-1 feud here, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be good. I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss, although they've kind of just got both the belts on Becky now. But just going back, just reintroducing herself into the main event scene, because I think that she is a main event star.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because this was her in-ring return to Monday Night Raw, I believe that this is how they would present her to be that unstoppable force, the immovable object of a 5-foot goddess of fury. She hasn't been in the ring for quite a little bit of time, so there may be a little bit of ring rust, maybe a bit of protection there as well to stop her from getting concussions as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't even think of that.
So they're probably stuck her in with like one of the safest workers in the industry, which is of course Bayley, because by all means don't put her in the ring with Sasha Banks in the first match.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to take a shot there, but yeah. It was...
Yeah, we know you don't like Sasha. That's fine. Don't have to agree on everything.
True. But it was a good spot to put her in, and it's a good way to build her back into that main roster spot. But speaking of Becky Lynch, the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champ comes out to celebrate.
Yeah, and this just reminded me of like how great she is on the mic. Like she has a really relaxing voice, like that Irish twang to her voice.
Yep.
Yeah, she's just great to listen to, and she was just, you could see like there was part of her that was just legitimately soaking up what was going on. The crowd were loving her. This was just really great, and I don't even hate what happened when we saw the sassy Southern Belle.
Oh my gosh, Lacey Evans finally getting physical on Monday Night Raw.
I know, I had her for the fucking China Battle Royal, and she wasn't even fucking in it.
Oh, by the way, this just in, X-Pac listens to the B Plus podcast because he claimed for your prediction.
Ah.
Yeah,
there
he flat out at the Hall of Fame was like, you know what, we've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. What about the China Memorial Battle Royale?
Ah, I saw someone else say it, and I was like, oh, obviously everyone is listening to me.
Yep.
Call it the Ninth Wonder. It doesn't need to be called China. Call it the Ninth Wonder, because if you say China, like, people might think of the country.
True. We are wrestling fans.
Lacey Evans comes out and fucking does something.
Yep.
The woman's right. I think her angry punch is called.
Yes, and it is literally just a straight right hook. And if it connects, it would hurt.
Yeah, and I liked how scrappy this was when these two were brawling, because I thought it was Becky Lynch just going to get her into the armbar, and that's it, but it was scrappy. It went all the way up the ramp, and then Lacey Evans kind of sneaking away, luckily, escaping the armbar. But yeah, this was really good.
Yeah, this is a fantastic way to introduce Lacey Evans into the title picture.
Yeah,
like, I didn't think that this would happen to her for a while. I thought, she will beat a couple of main contenders. Like, she beat Charlotte, she'll beat Bayley, she'll beat Alexa. And then, no, she's gone straight off to Becky.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be interested, because I haven't seen anything of Lacey Evans wrestling apart from the Royal Rumble. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually do here.
Honestly, if you get a chance, watch a couple of her matches in NXT. She's fantastic.
That's good.
So, congratulations on somewhat making your contactual debut on Monday Night Raw. Can we call it that?
She actually did fucking something other than walk out and then.
That's exactly right. And she did it classily in heels, so well done for that.
Yes, you did. Excuse me. Sorry, it's been a long week. She says on Wednesday night.
Next match, we have Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Of course, Ricochet and Black defeating Roode and Gable. It was, again, another filler.
Yeah, this was the moment where you could see the crowd were just
done
being their douchey best. The crowd, to be fair, watched 8 to 9 hours. Like, I suppose you get into the arena early and shit like that. Apparently, getting out of WrestleMania was a nightmare.
Yeah, I saw clips on social media of that for a couple of people that I follow on social media were at WrestleMania, and it was absolutely pouring down with rain. There were no buses. I think they call them something else over there, like the bus routes. But there were no buses, no trains. Nothing was getting out of MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, Ubers for like less than 10Ks were going for like $100. Like, you would think though that you would plan for this. And that's the thing, like with New Jersey, like it's not in New York.
Yeah.
The stadium's not in New York, so it's not like there's a plethora of places to stay for the amount of people like who'll be in the city. Anyway, the crowd started doing the Mexican wave, and you could tell that they were just not into the match because it was a fine match. It was okay. It was just filler.
It wasn't the best. And to be honest, this is where Raw started to die for me until we got the next match. This is officially Dean Ambrose's final match in WWE against Bobby Lashley.
Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Yep. This made Dean Ambrose look weak as hell as he gets thrown around for a solid, 7 or 8 minutes, put through a table. He's gone.
The WWE they didn't want to take him completely off air, but they weren't doing anything to make him look good. Was he in I missed the Battle Royal. Was he in the Battle Royal?
I think so.
At WrestleMania, because I don't remember seeing him.
He might have been. I'm going to fact check that because I'm not too sure. Because
But yeah,
I missed
anyway,
the
we can
pre-show.
get back to that.
I missed the pre-show as well myself, so I was pretty surprised about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just I needed to get to the Sporting Globe, but I wasn't getting there at 7 fucking o'clock, so I missed the. I rewatched it, but I only watched it loosely because there wasn't anything. Once I saw the people who were in the ring, I was like,
Yeah.
don't care
No,
about
he
this.
was not in the. He missed
So
WrestleMania.
he wasn't at WrestleMania at all, which is
No.
really unfortunate. But he's had his moments, I suppose, and
Yeah.
I
that's
wonder
exactly
where
right.
we'll see him. If we'll see him at AEW, or if he's just going to take some time off, or what we'll actually see here.
I'd like him to do like a, say, 6 month stint in just another company completely, like go back to CZW or just take time off. Let his body
Yeah.
recover, and then in 6 months, he could just make that surprising return the night after SummerSlam and be like, yo, what up? I'm back.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Not necessarily like have him sign an AEW contract and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, because that would take a lot of views away because they would be like, oh, John Moxley's in AEW.
Yeah.
It'd be strange to see him there. Good on him if he
Yeah, for
does,
sure.
but just take time off.
Yeah. I hope that Renee Young sticks around, even though that would obviously put a bit of a strain on their relationship. Again, they made reference to Renee Young and Dean Ambrose being in a relationship, which I fucking hated. Like, Renee Young's a separate person. She doesn't need to be reduced to being Dean's girlfriend. So that was
they're
creepy.
actually married, and they referenced that on Raw as well. They were like, "Well, go Renee, go check on your husband. He needs you right now." And for the next match, I believe she wasn't on commentary.
Oh, there you go. Maybe she just wanted to have the moment with him, or I don't know. Who knows?
It's definitely interesting. But good luck for Dean Ambrose for all your future endeavors, wherever you end up. If you end up anywhere else, or if you just take time off, good luck. Have
Absolutely.
fun. That's the main thing.
Live your best life.
Yep. Do as the B+ do, and just do whatever you want to do.
What did we have next? What came
Next up,
after
we
this?
have the Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor, going up against a returning Sami Zayn.
Wasn't this weird?
This was very strange.
I just don't buy Sami Zayn as a heel. He's the happy-go-lucky scamp with the fun entrance music and all that shit. I just don't particularly buy him as a heel. And also, kind of the shit that he was saying was kind of true. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of when he's like, WWE's demands and everything like that are ruining wrestling and you're ruining this company. And I was like, well, he's not fucking lying.
No, that's true. And that's what's really shocking about this, is he was actually speaking out to the crowd about it. I'm surprised that they let him go with a mic.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just the direct thoughts of Vince McMahon. I wouldn't be surprised.
Vince
That's
backstage just feeding, we're toxic, take it.
Yes. Yep. It's the fucking fans. It's all the fucking fans' fault. Yeah. But this was okay. To me, the match was good. When he was like, see you all in hell. It was like, I just don't buy him as a heel, and that's just me personally. I love Sammy. I just didn't really buy this, but I did really enjoy the match.
I enjoyed the match. I agree with you on this one. I don't agree with him as a heel. I love the over-the-top dancing, though. That makes it more fun.
And when he I couldn't figure out if he fell over when he because at one stage when he came out, he was laying on the ground. I was like, I don't know if you fell over or if you're just chilling out there.
Yeah, I don't know if he slid out as if he did the whole draw me like one of your French girl moments.
Yeah.
I just kind of I looked away from my screen for 2 seconds. I look back and it's Sami Zayn on the floor and I'm like,
Oh, he's
okay.
just hanging out. What
Pretty
else?
much. I was just kind of is this going to be just a Sami Zayn show moment? No? Oh, a match. Okay.
Yep.
Pretty much. But after that segment, we get probably the most surprising segment of Monday Night Raw.
This brought me back in.
This is surprising as hell for myself. The man who missed WrestleMania, The Undertaker, returned.
Missed WrestleMania for the first time since 2000. So for the first time in 20 years.
This
missed WrestleMania.
is insane.
Yeah, and the way it was like the next person to interrupt me is a dead man, and then just
Then the
gong. Yeah,
Yes.
amazing. This was done so well. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, and Taker looks jacked.
Yeah, he looks much better than the last few times we've seen him. He was at WrestleMania because I follow Michelle McCool on Instagram, and so they were at WrestleMania. They just weren't
They just
obviously
didn't participate.
participating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's a really shocking move by the Undertaker. We know that he's scheduled to go and have a match at Saudi Arabia at another Crown Jewel event. Yeah, it was announced that he's agreed to it. Like it's not announced by WWE as such, but he's definitely booked for that show because of course who wouldn't agree to a $5 million showing?
Absolutely.
But could this be a way to write him into an Elias storyline? To have Elias versus The Undertaker at Saudi Arabia?
Potentially. We're not really seeing a whole lot of Elias actually wrestling these days. He's got a lot of spots going on, but not a whole lot of wrestling, so it will be interesting. Yeah.
It'll
It'll be
definitely
interesting to see.
Yeah,
I just don't see it Undertaker in a proper feud anytime soon. But maybe Elias versus Undertaker at whatever the next Saudi show is, potentially. That could work.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good to see, but again, yeah, he Undertaker made his return to Raw, giving, of course, the chokeslam, tombstone to Elias, and walking out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really well done. The gong and then the really slow entrance was done beautifully.
Oh, that slow entrance. As much as I love The Undertaker, I fast forwarded it. Like I saw it live in Melbourne, and literally like halfway down, my mind went, "Can I fast forward this?" I was like, I've been watching this guy for like 15 years, and his entrance just goes slower and slower and
yeah, well, he's getting old. He's getting old, so maybe that's why.
Next WrestleMania, he'll be walking out with a cane.
Yep.
Or the cane, get it?
That wasn't as funny as I made out. But it's like, that's a terrible joke. But I like it.
It was horrible. Speaking of horrible, next match was the winner takes all. Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins. WWE Championship, Universal Championship, both on the line. Started off really well, really hot. I was into this match until the bar arrived.
This was the low point of the week of wrestling for me. This was lower than the 1 minute squash match with Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio. This was the absolute low point. I was just like, I didn't want this match, but at least fucking give it to me. What did the bar have to fucking do with anything? What? Stop. No, this was just a big fat fucking no from me.
Yeah. This is you hitting all 4 red buzzers on Australia's Got Talent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't watch that show, but sure. I've never seen it, so I assume that means no.
Yeah, pretty much. It just means no. And then the official main event.
This was me
made.
writing leave on the little card. That's maths is more my style.
Was there 19 references?
Yeah. Yep. I wrote
great.
leave.
That's great.
Unfortunately, Monday Night Raw wrote stay, so I was forced to watch it.
That's exactly right. Monday Night Raw chose to stay and invite Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins to face the bar in a classic tag team match with, of course, Kingston and Rollins defeating the bar, because why would you have your champions lose to a shitty team? Well, they're not shitty, they're actually a really good team, but still.
They are a really good team, but it didn't fit in. This is where the crowd, they completely lost the crowd when the crowd started chanting AEW and tried to bring in the beach balls and everything like that. This killed the crowd.
Yeah.
So the match was fine. I don't understand why they didn't just book a tag match. Like at the start of the segment where they talk about having a match, have the bar come out and be like, Kofi, you don't belong here. We belong here. We're going to kick your ass. And Seth comes in and is like, you don't speak to a champ that way. We're going to take you on in the main event. Would have been fine. Would have been absolutely fine. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but at least you know what you're getting.
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah, the whole bait and switch thing gets a no from me.
The whole thing that annoyed me the most out of this situation, though, was that when the champion celebrated in the ring, Kofi had his belt upside down half the fucking time.
I didn't even notice, but I'm not surprised.
I'm a massive sucker for the belts, as a lot of listeners know. I own 4 of them myself, soon to be 5. I am a sucker for these belts because they are beautiful, and when people hold them wrong, and when people disrespect them by holding them wrong, I'm like, nah, bitch, you don't deserve to be champion because you're not doing it right.
He's just. I looked up one picture and I can see exactly what you mean. He's just doing a shout out to the Miz. That's like the. Yeah,
no, that's exactly right. The Miz would hold the belt upside down just for that reason.
What's the new belt that you've got on the way?
Well, haven't bought it yet, but
what's the next one in your eye line?
The next one in my eye line is the United States Championship.
Oh my god!
It was originally that was originally going to be the first belt that I bought.
Yeah,
and then I couldn't pass up the opportunity to buy a belt that was signed by CM Punk and Randy Orton.
Right.
I was like, okay. And then I had the opportunity at Melbourne and I bought 3 belts.
C-Jaii.
Yeah.
What did that set you back? Like,
they were a pretty penny.
Weren't they like about 600, 400?
Higher?
800?
Lower. They were 700 apiece.
Oh.
Mind you.
Your poor fiance.
No, she was alright with it because I saved. I knew what I was doing. She knew what I was doing, so we saved pretty well. Well, I saved well, I should say.
I tell you what, I'm just having a look here. The UK Championship is beautiful. A handsome belt. I think that one would be, if I wanted to spend. What the fuck is an Elite Series?
So the Elite Series, we're going to take a quick break between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. The Elite Series of WWE belts is pretty much exactly what you see on TV. It is the gold-plated, it is real
because that is
cubic zirconia diamonds. Yeah, those things cost a pretty penny.
$3,056.78.
Not to mention the $185 postage that will get here in 21 to 35 days. Shout out to WWEshop.com where these guys are absolutely amazing with their shipping as well. Because it takes a month to get to us.
That's so fucked. Oh, you get 20% off though, which to be fair is like $700.
Yeah.
So
it's worth it if you want the Elite. So the Elite series are literally exactly what you see on TV. These things are expensive, they are heavy, they are beautiful, but not worth it if you're just a collector.
Yeah, they're not. I'm just trying to think of what item of anything I would pay $3,000 for. But the United Kingdom Championship, I think I like that better. That is a handsome belt.
Definitely.
There was a guy at who comes to PCW, and he's obviously a massive tag champ fan because he has a New Day edition tag belt.
That thing was beautiful. That was only released for a limited amount of time, and it was like double the price of what the tag team belts are now. And those things are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so it had like the Booty-O style strap. Yeah, that was very cool.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey everyone, just want to take a second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, OUTBREAK NUTRITION. OUTBREAK NUTRITION are creating supplements for survival, sharper minds, quicker reflexes, all the energy you need to take your performance to the next level, whether that be on the field, in the gym, on the gaming field. That's right, they have specifically designed gaming supplements as well to help you focus on those late night sessions. They even sell coffee, you guys, at OUTBREAK NUTRITION. You can get coffee pods, you can get coffee beans, you can get supplements for the bedroom as well if you want to enhance your performance there. These are performance enhancing supplements for every aspect of your life, specifically designed by gamers, for gamers, to stay fit and healthy in the gym, to stay sharp and focused on the game, and to dominate in all areas of life. So check out OUTBREAKNutrition.com, and for being a listener of our podcast, they will give you 10% off your order when you enter the code B+. That is BPLUS at checkout. So make sure, if you want to stay on top of your game, if you want to take your performance to the next level, OUTBREAKNutrition.com, enter the code B+ at checkout. Alright guys, just before we get started, I want to take a second to tell you about a game I've been playing on my iPhone. You can get it on iPhone, you can get it on Android, all the tablets and what have you. It is called the Muscle Hustle app. They are good friends of the show, and they were hooking us up with codes to sort of help you guys get ahead if you were to decide to play the game. But unfortunately, in the latest software updates with iTunes and what have you, the codes aren't working. So we're trying to get that fixed. But in the meantime, if you click the link in the show notes and download the Muscle Hustle, it's a fantastic game. It's you collect wrestlers and train your wrestlers up, all with unique individual gear and everything to raise them through the ranks from jobber to superstar to legend. You go around collecting the titles, and you can even play with your friends. So unfortunately, no leg up to offer you, but if you hit the link in the show notes, it will let them know that we sent you, and it'll help us out, it helps them out, and it helps you out because it's a really fun game to play. So check out the Muscle Hustle app on iOS, Android, and all your mobile devices. The link, of course, is in the show notes.
But yeah, we should probably get on to SmackDown.
That's exactly. Well, speaking of championship belts, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Kofi Kingston comes out with the New Day to celebrate their victory, with the ring cladded in an amazing multicolored balloon arch and some pretty black mat because it looked really official.
This is how Raw should have started. This is like in a similar fashion. Like, this was fantastic. It was fun. Big E doing the fucking splits. What the fuck? That was amazing. That
guy honestly has the most incredible flexibility you'll ever see.
Especially, not even for a big boy, just for anyone. Like, it's fantastic. But he's a big boy.
Yeah,
so,
that's exactly right.
Very impressive.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. One thing we didn't touch about the New Day from Raw is how much they rocked out to Seth Rollins' music.
That's true. They did get right into it.
They did, and it was so funny to watch Seth watch them and then try not to laugh while he's talking to Kofi.
Yeah,
that was funny. Yeah, but yeah, so New Day come out and celebrate this victory until the Bar made their arrival once again. Groan. But they have made a new friend.
Yes, the Scottish psychopath.
That's exactly right. Drew McIntyre makes his return to SmackDown Live. In lieu, we are going to get the shake-up, so he could be back on SmackDown next week. You never know. But we are set for the Bar and McIntyre versus the New Day in the main event.
Yeah, this was fine.
It's just fine. It was fine.
It was fine. The start was good. Then when the Bar coming out was fine. That's the only word I have for it.
Yeah, but then when they were like, "We made a friend. It's this guy," and we're waiting like what seemed like an hour for McIntyre's music to hit.
Yeah, look, McIntyre seems like a much better fit for the Bar than he was for the other weird thing that he had going on with like Baron Corbin and all that. That it seems like a much better fit.
It really does. 100% agree with you on that. I was thinking that myself. I'm like, why didn't they just do this to begin with? Because A, they're all pale. B, they're all badass. And C, they're all over 6 feet tall. So
and they're all foreign too.
Oh, they should totally be called the United Kingdom. That's their faction name, the United Kingdom.
Why?
Well, I don't know. It's like a throwback to like WWE 2K17 or whatever it was. No, it was 2K12.
Only Drew is from the United Kingdom.
No. I'm going to do research. I'll get back to you about that, but we've got to do some research for that one. But
no, Sheamus is not from the United Kingdom.
No, he's from somewhere in that area.
He's Irish. It's not part of the United Kingdom. Yeah, but it's not part of the United Kingdom. Yeah, Cesaro's from Switzerland. It's not part of the United Kingdom. Anyway, what did we have next?
Next up, we had Team Blackishay, so Aleister Black and Ricochet, and the man formerly known as Mustafa Ali versus Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. Andrade. I'm so used to saying his full name.
I know. Again, this was okay. This whole show was a car wreck, actually. I wasn't interested in anything going on in this show.
It really was. It was quite shocking. This was a really good match between them all. So, of course, Ali, Black, and Ricochet picking up the win via pinfall. And as they're celebrating, Randy Orton comes out and just RKOs Mustafa Ali just randomly.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
And then Kevin Owens comes out and just hits a stunner. Like, what?
Yeah, there was a lot going on here. It's good to see Kevin Owens back for whatever reason that he got blacklisted from Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Making his presence known now.
Yep.
So,
yeah, it was a good match. I'm just like, I don't care about anything that's going on.
Yeah.
With any of these people.
Pretty much. This was now quite it was boring. None of these guys seem to be doing anything post WrestleMania, but time will only tell.
Yeah, for sure.
So, next up, we have R-Truth and Carmella come out and celebrate the Staten Island Princesses Battle Royale victory.
Yeah. I was actually, like, upon reflection, I was glad that she won. I think that she is a lot better than what she's being booked. She's obviously got her niche with R-Truth at the moment. So I was happy for her to win. I think she's a lot of fun. And this was a lot of fun. Her and R-Truth, they've really got some good chemistry, and I liked what they had going on here.
Yeah, it was really good. But then, of course, it all got ruined as Samoa Joe entered the ring and knocked out R-Truth with a Coquina clutch, promising that he would knock out anyone in less time than it took to put down Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Enter the monster among men, Braun Strowman.
Raw. This match could have been a lot better than what it was. It seemed messy. Like, the match was just very messy. It was.
To be honest, was it even a match?
It was just too big.
Yeah, I think it was just like a brawl.
Big men doing big men things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was. It could have been better, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, so it was fun to watch. I would like to see these two go at it, potentially have Braun win his first singles title from Samoa Joe. That would be pretty interesting.
Has he never had a singles title?
Nope. He won the tag team. He won the tag team titles with Nicholas. I nearly forgot his name. Yeah, Nicholas. And then he won that really weird looking belt at Crown Jewel, because apparently that mattered.
Oh yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
Gotta admit, it was a really nice little green belt, but
the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back when they obviously had plans for him, which they don't anymore.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So that was something, of course. And then we get what was the next match? Sorry.
Iconic.
That's right. The next match was iconic as the SmackDown, well, can't just call them SmackDown, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Billie Kay and Peyton Royce from Sydney, not Melbourne. The girls from Sydney having their first Women's Tag Team Championship defense
against the well-established Brooklyn Bells.
Yeah.
Who I've definitely heard of before. I don't know about you, but I totally knew who they were.
I partially? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I had no idea who they were.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure it was Kristen was actually in the G1 Road to Supercard.
Oh, actually, you know what? We talked about it in the Patreon podcast. One of the people actually knew who they were. One of them faced someone. They are established wrestlers, just obviously not in WWE.
Yeah. So congratulations on the WWE debut. We will probably see them in 6 years' time, like in another segment. Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see them down the line, whether it's in WWE or in another. Yeah.
In another elite wrestling company that is out there at the moment.
Whether it be partially elite or all elite.
That's exactly.
Time will tell. But this was, look, I just love them. I think this was probably not a popular segment. But I love them. I think that they're playing the heel role magnificently.
Oh, yeah.
And people were like, oh, these tag titles are just a joke now. It's like, when the New Day are like silly and make jokes and things like that, is it not? It's okay. But it's like when it's, I don't know. I wonder how I would feel if it was people who weren't Australians doing these things. But I really liked this. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable to watch. But yeah, you're right. If it wasn't Australians, would we be thinking the same thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I guess only time will tell with how the girls defend. I am excited to see their reign. I think at the moment, though, I'm a little bit more excited as Paige returned to SmackDown Live with a huge announcement.
Yeah, I wonder who we're going to get. We're going to get, obviously, a new tag team.
Yeah. I'm predicting Kairi Sane and Io Shirai from NXT.
The Sky Pirates. Can you imagine?
I'm predicting it. I reckon we're going to get it.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So that's my big call up from NXT for the next week's Superstar Shakeup.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but I'm 110% on board.
I like it. C-Jaii didn't have shit booking this week.
Solid. The night is young.
True.
The night is young.
That is true. Next up, we have Shane McMahon gloating over his WrestleMania victory, and I say victory in quotation marks because it was a bunch of bullshit because Mr. Miz totally beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
This was, again, just a boring moment because he just dragged the announcer up the ramp. I didn't understand it.
This was odd. It was like Shane McMahon's doing the heel role really well at the moment.
Yep.
But yeah, it was air.
It was air.
Mm.
But the next match, we get the former tag team champions, the Usos, versus the Hardy Boys for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships, where the Hardy Boys are victorious and the new tag team champions.
This was an odd choice, but I love the Hardy Boys, so I'm always going to be on board with them winning. But this was an odd choice. It would have been cool to have them. Hopefully they have the tag teams next year, because that would have meant that they had the tag championships across 4 decades.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they had them in 99, they had them in 2000, and then obviously in 2016, 2017.
Yep.
So yeah, like obviously a fair while.
And didn't they have an 06 run as well?
Yeah, probably. My knowledge there, but it's like they've had it in the 90s,
decade,
in the 2000s, and then in the 10s. It'd be great to see them having them in the 20s as well.
That would be fantastic, and they'd probably be the only team to do it too.
Yeah, for sure.
So that would be really, really cool to see.
Yeah,
I like your.
Hopefully, we see that next year.
Hopefully, but yeah, congratulations on the Hardys again, maintaining gold within the WWE, or pennies, as I like to look at these belts. But then enter, during the celebration, Lars Sullivan.
Dun dun dun.
Sounds like we're writing a Murder, She Wrote episode. Again, Lars Sullivan coming out, laying out both men with the move that he calls Freak Accident. I don't understand why they just bury the Hardys after this title win. It's like...
This is odd.
After I saw this, I saw Ryback.
There was no need to do this with the Hardys. Like, the Hardys are so beloved that this doesn't make Lars look strong. It makes him look annoying.
Yeah. It kind of does. Like, his whole, like, screaming and mouth open all the time, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I suppose we'll see how things go. Lars Sullivan obviously being built for some big things. But speaking of being big things, Becky Lynch announced that she will be taking on every challenger and pulling double duty. So this could be very, very interesting, as she's stating that she's defending 2 different championships now.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm just trying to wait and see what they do here, how this is going to work, because it's bamboozling me. But yeah, we'll see how it's going to work.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see. I hope they don't merge the titles. I hope they keep them on the 2 separate brands. And Becky just loses them both on the same night. Like, I know that sounds bad to say, but I reckon if she was to lose one, it could be like, oh, I just had an off night. Like, everyone has them, and then goes back into the chase. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it would be an interesting way to go for sure.
But of course, Lacey Evans made herself known, delivering another woman's right to Becky Lynch, putting her on the floor, making her drop the belts and her teeth. Yeah, they're building Lacey Evans. You can see it coming.
This made no sense to me because the punch looked nowhere near as impactful as the one the night before, for one. And also, we've seen Becky Lynch get her fucking face broken in half and yet still come out swinging with a chair. So I did not buy this. Yeah. Put in a little bit more effort.
Yeah, to me, I just see that this is building to Lynch vs. Evans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And then, of course, we get the main event of SmackDown, where it is the New Day versus The Bar and Drew McIntyre, which, of course, the New Day being the faces, being newly crowned champions, and because Kofi's kids were at ringside and that was adorable, the New Day get the win.
This was cute. I think the kids are being a little bit overdone. I don't think your kids need to come out after every win.
No.
It made sense at WrestleMania, but not so much here. But yeah, this was fun. It was cute. It was fun. It was a good way to close the show. Very lackluster show.
Yeah. For the main roster this week, post-WrestleMania just didn't cut it.
Yeah. It's been built up to be such a big thing, and maybe because we got such a good WrestleMania, we couldn't have a good after show. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very strange. Very strange. But that pretty much concludes our main event week. I'll just quickly recap 205 Live, even though I did tell Greg that I wasn't going to be doing it anymore because, Buddy Murphy lost. But he was in a championship match.
I just legitimately don't watch it. Yeah, tell me all about 205 Live.
Buddy Murphy was, of course, saying he wanted to win his title back, so he got the rematch clause reinstated for one night only, facing Tony Nese in the main event. The first match, of course, was Humberto Carrillo defeating Jack Gallagher via disqualification when Drew Gulak pushes him off the turnbuckle. So Humberto Carrillo was, of course, in this feud for some reason. Apparently to teach him a lesson. It's really strange. Oney Lorcan, of course, has a meeting with Drake Maverick. Cedric Alexander sort of turns up, says he wants their rematch. He's figured out he saves Dave from having two meetings, confirms the rematch and tells him to go. But Oney Lorcan asks if Alexander knows why Lorcan came to 205. And the reason is, they say to be the man, you have to beat the man. So Oney Lorcan trying to be the person in 205, even though Tony Nese is now the Cruiserweight Champion, as he retains the Cruiserweight Championship over Buddy Murphy via pinfall. So, that was 205. Yeah.
Imagine if he just won it right back. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I'd be happy.
Yeah. Can commence reign number 2.
Yeah, it's just literally just a one-off thing. Nese is like, I have my name in the record books. It's okay.
So who are we seeing for the Superstar shake-up next week?
My predictions, I have a massive call-up. Yeah, you've got the Sky Pilots. Wow. Sky Pirates coming up from NXT. But I don't know. I want a huge call-up from NXT. I want to predict something big. And I'm calling someone who hasn't been in NXT for too long, Matt Riddle.
Yeah?
I'm either calling Matt Riddle. I know Undisputed Era won't come up because they are sort of in the big thing. But Matt Riddle would be cool to see, or even the Forgotten Sons coming up to Monday Night Raw to fill their tag team void.
Yeah, could be done. Could be done. I like this. I think for Riddle, they're just gonna give him a bit more time to marinate. I read a quote from Johnny Gargano. I think it was on Twitter, where he was like, "I hate being asked when I'm getting the call up to the main show. As far as I see, I am on the main show. It's 3 separate brands, and they all have their own things. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the champ of the main show as well." Which I really like that perspective, because I think it's an important way to see it. Yeah, especially like if you're on top of NXT, it's going to be better than being lost in the mid card. Lost in the mid card on the main roster. So yeah.
No, I 100% agree with you. Like, I personally see NXT as brand number 3. I see NXT as what ECW was.
Yep. for sure. If Velveteen Dream hadn't retained, I could have definitely seen him coming up.
Yeah.
I just don't think that his gimmick will transfer very well onto the main roster. I think that he's a little bit too weird. Like, main roster, they don't book weird well. Like, look at Tyler Breeze. You know, he was a little bit different with what he kind of had. A different style, obviously, but that flamboyant kind of effeminate, not effeminate, like androgynous kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Didn't go over well.
No, it didn't. And I think that's where his gimmick, in a sense, I wouldn't say died, but dimmered.
Yeah,
Simmered,
absolutely.
I should say. Simmered, not dimmered. What am I doing? One thing we didn't actually touch on from the main roster, real quick, was that really little the bird segment. Did you see the bird segment?
I kind of missed it because I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention, but people were going on about it.
It was almost like those creatures from Dark Crystal as a Muppet.
Ah.
And I'm predicting, this is my prediction for it, that's Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, is that people are saying that it's Bray Wyatt.
It has to be. Like, there is no two ways about it. This guy is creepy, he is weird, and he is cleared for his return.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. It'll be good to have him back.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But let's get on to these predictions for the main roster for the Superstar Showdown. My biggest prediction from Raw to SmackDown, Brock Lesnar.
You're seeing Brock Lesnar go to SmackDown.
Well, SmackDown's about to move to Fox. So unless they keep him off TV until after his UFC fight, I see that as the biggest thing.
Okay. I didn't mean to scoff so loudly. It just took me aback.
No, I can understand that. It's a bold move.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea. I see. Wouldn't mind seeing Ronda go to Raw, to SmackDown. Ronda going to SmackDown, have a bit more of a Ronda v Charlotte feud, or Charlotte come to Raw. I honestly have no idea. I've watched so much wrestling, my brain is mush.
Speaking of Ronda Rousey as well, there are rumors that she's actually broken her hand and she's out for 6 months.
Oof.
So apparently when she took that dive, when everyone was like, we're surprised we didn't kill her. Apparently when she took that dive, she landed severely on her wrist.
Ah.
And she requires surgery.
No good. We wish a speedy recovery for her.
Definitely. So that was just, I was kind of like, hey, I should have mentioned that earlier, but whoops.
Well, you know.
That's exactly right. And then, of course, from SmackDown to Raw, who do you have?
Potentially, actually, you know what? I think we're going to get the Intercontinental we're going to get that to SmackDown, and the United States Championship to Raw. I think that is the switch up. So we'll get Finn to SmackDown and then Joe to Raw. Yeah,
that's actually really interesting. I like that call. I do like that call. I predict, of course, the Usos heading over to Monday Night Raw because they need the tag teams.
Yep,
and
solid.
They've just dropped the titles to the Hardys, so it opens them up completely.
Yep.
So it'll be really interesting. But other than that, I've got nothing.
I think we're going to get some good surprises. I hope that we see the Pirates of the Sky coming up. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So, again, that is a view from the WWE Universe this week. Congratulations to all the new champions. Congratulations to the new debutantes, to the returns, and good luck to everyone, of course, rewatching NXT, because we've still got NXT coming up, which you guys can hear, of course, from Greg and Big Boy Mikey later in the week. Danders, where can we find you this week?
Just before we do get onto that, I just want to touch base we have one of our local wrestlers in Melbourne, Tyson Baxter, he's ruptured his ACL and he's just he went to go get assessed for surgery and he's on a wait list for about 9 months at the moment. And then he's got about a 12-month recovery. So he's looked into the surgery to get it done privately, and it's going to set him back about $9,000, which Tyson's a young kid. That's a shitload of money. Jet Relka has been lovely enough to set up a GoFundMe for it, which can be found at gofundme.com.au/Don't Doubt Tyson Baxter. I think we're going to have the link in the post. Any donations are welcome. They've already raised he's only asking for half the fee. I say only, it's still a massive amount of money. But I think we're already at about $2,000. So if the B+ community and the Australian wrestling community in general can get behind this, help get him closer to, because otherwise it's 2 years out for him as opposed to 1 year. Let's all fucking get behind it. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Rachel Danderfield, at Twitter on Danderfield, and don't add me on Facebook. We're not friends. Where can we find you, CJ?
Guys, you can find me at CJ's World on Facebook and at CJ's_World on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I mean Instagram. That's how tired I am. But you know who you can find on Twitter? The B+, as the B+ Wrestle on Twitter, because wrestling wouldn't fit. But we are the B+ Wrestling everywhere else. That is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/the B+. If you want to get in on our mission to watch global, support local, that is the place to do it. Every dollar that comes in goes into growing the show and helping the word get out about Aussie wrestling. Of course, you get ad-free episodes, custom episodes, call-ins, which should just had just before this episode, so of course get into our next one. And of course, listen to us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you decide to hear us, iTunes, Spotify. Leave a 5-star review if you feel so inclined. And as always, thank you for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
So, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered.